Hello, everyone. Your favorite blogger. Hello, all two of you. So it's September 15th, almost 9 p.m. in the Midwest, daylight savings time. And yes, I do have more than 5 shirts. And I have put on some weight since my operation. But I wear the same size pants. If that means anything. Oh, here's the finished project. It even comes with one of these kickstands, which I'm not going to pop it out. It's plastic. The more I use it, the more likely. And why did I get this color? Because the only other color that come in was black. In the dark, I wouldn't be able to find it. Oh, the light's going to go out? Nah. Hasn't happened yet. Has it? Anybody hear about that Canary Island thing? It ain't going to happen either. Hasn't happened in 500,000 years, and as any good Christian knows, we only been here 6,000 years, and the 7th day will be a day of rest, where Jesus rules and people aren't influenced by fleshly desires. And just like when he was in the desert on the 40th day, his 3 temptations came on the very last day. I forgot what they are. I'll give you riches and you'll rule the world. You jump off this cliff, you won't die. Why don't you just turn this into food and water? He said no all 3 times, and his testing was over until he got upset. You know why they really crucified him? He didn't pay his taxes. He complained at the temple in Jerusalem. He didn't like the money changers because you could only sacrifice a dove. And to buy a dove, you had to give a coin. But they didn't give change. Gosh, all they needed to do was tap the credit card. How things have not changed. So they crucified him for not paying his taxes. And so who was he crucified with? I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I think one guy was a thief. One guy was a murderer. Which, thou shalt not murder, which means you shouldn't kill without a reason. Maybe some people in the Middle East should reread that. Well, anyway. That La Palma, spelled in English, Canary Islands, went from green to yellow. Don't worry, got to go to orange to red. And if you're on the East Coast, Gulf, wherever you are, you got 6 to 9 hours to prepare, and it hasn't happened, and probably won't happen. Is time speeding up? How fast does this Afghani thing happen? See, I still can talk like I'm from the Ozarks. I don't even have to use the weird voice thing. What else? I didn't want to call it a hurricane, but I guess it came through. I guess it was Nicholas. I just thought it would be a toad soaker. Well, anyway. Southern Louisiana is under flood alerts. And I hear down there, they grow, I like my haircut. I actually got a compliment. And I wore my new $5 shirt every day this week, and everywhere it's like, is that you? No, this is me. The old me. Oh, well, anyway. What else? Oh, yeah. Australia, United Kingdom, the USA made a pact today. Just going to be conventional weapons on them new subs, but they will be nuclear powered. So they stole a $9 billion contract from France. Who knows what's going to happen if we left all that stuff in Afghanistan and the current, is he called a POTUS? Maybe he'll get his own podium someday without having somebody hand him written notes, put a thing in his ear, and cut him off when he gets ready to give his own opinion, what he's thinking. You know, I think this is what happened with my dad. As controversial as he is, and spirit-filled Christian, you know, your body just wears out. I think he had Parkinson's. But as his son, I wasn't even sent a death certificate or a doctor's report. I had to rely on the internet for my information. Why didn't I raise a stink? Because he'd already signed a piece of paper which wasn't worth the ink or the pencil that it was written with. But that's a total. There I go on a tangent. Maybe a different video. What else is in the news? Well, I could probably look it up. But I'm just going off of what's on my head today. I still think the stock market is going to take a nosedive. I still think there's 10 days of darkness coming. I still know that Mr. Donald Trump said we should pray for our nation for 21 days, beginning on September 11th. I know that magma underneath that volcano in the Canary Islands, the magma began moving on 9/11. And I'm not too happy about it. 20 years. And I remember it very well. I called the only person I knew at the time my ex-wife. See, we actually had just gotten divorced, and I was worried about her. Just like she was living somewhere. And I had a dream that a tornado was going to blow William Jewell College off the map. And so I went and got her, packed her up, and that's how I brought her back home. Am I happy or glad that I brought an ex-wife back into my house, hoping she would change? Because prayer changes everything. But that tornado dropped down on the church on campus that was there during the Civil War. It's the highest point in was it Clay County? North of the river anyway. And it was used as Confederate outposts so they could see the movement of the Union. Actually, they were called the Army Against the Resurrection. Which brings up Saturday. Don't go to Washington, D.C. It's a trap. They're putting the fences back up. And I can't tell anybody. I've already been warned. You keep attacking us, you keep making comments on our channel, I will make sure you're never recognized, never acknowledged, and you never get another view. Well, if you like square pillows and everybody associated with it, this is a warning for you. Stay home. But that's just my opinion. And so I'm going to keep it short. Do I ever keep it short? I think everybody gets bored with me halfway through. But that's okay. There is one other thing I did. Somebody stole my identity 15, 16 years ago, and I know who actually did. And I mean, since that time, I've had my license renewed twice. I've sat on 2 murder trials. Never have I, since it was fixed, by a month of my time on the phone. But I knew exactly what they meant. You have to surrender your license. So I politely did. And thanks to how my folks raised me, knowing that what was coming or would not come would not scare me, it would not raise fear in me, I would just accept another flat tire in a car on the road through life. And so for all of you that are angry, don't be. There's a reason these things are happening. Let's go back to the blind guy. Jesus' time. Born blind. All of his life. What sin did mom and dad create? What would cause my child to be blind? And Jesus walked over to him and said, "Be healed and see." Why would he do that? Everybody asked, "Jesus, why would you have him born blind?" I'll tell you why. Because it proved his witness. He could lay hands on the sick and they would be healed. It was his witness. He could touch the lame and they would walk. He could even call his friend from death, and he would walk again and live. Although I think he probably needed to shower and some soap and shave. But you get the point of this, don't you, Rick? Well, that's all I got to say. Thank you for all the views I'm getting. And this is what they did when I passed my driver's test. Perfect eyesight. Read all the signs right. Just had to deal with that one issue that I know who did it. And I'm not going to say that revenge is best served cold. Not going to say it.